Hello, hello. Welcome to another. Oh my God, what's happening here? I'm trying to get on Instagram, guys. 1 second. How are you? 1 second. Live here. Go live. Now I'm live on Instagram. How are you guys? Welcome to another Ielts journey with Fabi, where we talk about everything and anything Ielts test. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Fabi. I'm an English teacher. Not just an English teacher, I am an Ielts expert here in Brisbane, Australia. And I help people prove their English level so they can apply for opportunities abroad. Okay. And if you are interested in studying abroad, living abroad, working abroad, this is the place for you. Okay. So I like to know where you guys are watching me from. Just pop the country where you are at. You can even tell me where you're from and where you're living at the moment, because lots of people live abroad right now, right? So you can just tell me. Usually, Colombia is the winner. Lots of people from Colombia usually watch me. Hey, Flavia, how are you? How are you? Miss you too. Miss you too. I worked with Flavia. How are you? All right. So so I think Flavia is in Brazil. Cool guys. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know yet, there is a special event going to happen. Okay. So IELTS booster. So if you need help with the IELTS test, yeah. If you have done the test and haven't passed, if you have been thinking about doing the test but don't know much about the test, if you've started studying for the test but you're feeling a little bit stuck, the workshop IELTS Booster is for you. The workshop is 100% free, so you don't have to pay anything, and it's 100% online. So you don't have to come to Australia to see me. It's online, okay? And in this workshop, I will share with you. I'm just gonna check one. Yeah, I'm just gonna go to what's up here. Yeah, okay. So we're going to have 3 lessons. Okay, guys. So it's gonna be 3 lessons in the workshop. Sorry. Okay, the first lesson will happen on the 18th of August, second on the 20th, and the third one on the 22nd of August, October, August. Okay, so I was talking to my team, and now I have all the topics for the lessons. Okay, so the first one is dreaming of living abroad. Mhm. Discover the exact steps to make it happen. Start with the most important one, proving your English with the IELTS. This is lesson 1. Okay. Lesson 2. Okay. You will discover the 4 essential tools to enter flow with the IELTS Ikigai, which is my method. Okay. And lesson 3 is my favorite. Are you afraid of the test because it feels difficult and unpredictable? Guys, in lesson 3, I will tell you everything you need to know about the IELTS test. Everything you need to know. Okay. What the test is like. I'm going to give you some strategies. Okay. So that's what's going to happen. So lesson 1, 2, and 3, 18th, 20th, and 22nd of August. That's next week. Oh my God, so fast. It's coming by so fast, so fast. All right. So if you're thinking about the IELTS test, so if you're watching me on Instagram right now, you can just type join. If you're watching me on YouTube, the link will be in the description of the video. All right, cool. So that's all about the IELTS Booster Workshop. Okay, cool. All right, so today we're going to talk about living abroad is your choice, right? But you have to pass the IELTS test first. You need to get your score before. Okay, guys. So getting the score is the first thing that you have to think about. Okay? If you have that dream, okay, if you have that dream, You know, we all have dreams, right? So you have your dream and there are steps to your dream. From my experience, if you're thinking about living abroad, working abroad, or studying abroad, the first thing you have to think about is your IELTS test. Okay. On many occasions, you will hear you need to do the test when you're very close to achieving your dream. And for some people, it might take a long time to get the test, to get the score, especially because most people, they don't have a plan, they don't have a method. So they struggle to get the score they need. All right. So remember, your goal is right here. And achieving your goal, part of it is getting the IELTS test. Okay, guys. So today, we're not really going to talk about the IELTS. So we're going to talk about the IELTS, but that's not the main thing. Okay. Today, we're going to talk about your life outside your country, the life that you like to have. Okay. Your choice, the thing that you have decided. Like me, I'm living here in Australia, and that was my decision. And to be here, well, if you know me, if you saw any of my lives last week, you know a little bit about me. And I had to do the IELTS test to be here in Australia. I moved here in 2011. And then in 2014, 13, I think 2013, I decided to apply for my residency here. And I needed to do the IELTS test. And look at me, I'm still here because of that. Exactly because of that. Okay. So um I always talk about, oh, I help people, prove their English level so they can work, study, live abroad. But what in the end of the day, what we will all be doing will be living abroad, right? So we'll be living in another country, right? But now the question is, why do you want to live abroad? Why? Why do you want to live abroad? Lots of reasons, huh? What I hear, and again, you can pop in the comments the reasons why you want to live abroad. Okay, you can pop in the comments. Is it safety? Would you like to live in a safer country? Or is it freedom? Do you feel that you don't have a lot of freedom where you are at the moment and you like more freedom? Or maybe you want a better job. That's why you decided to live abroad. You want access to education or access to better education. That's another reason too. Okay. Or some people, do you know what I hear from students sometimes? They just want to be able to order a coffee in English. They want to feel confident to ask for that coffee. Okay. And also, they want to be able to speak in English and have someone understand them in English and give them the right coffee. Okay. Or sometimes the reason is not you. Sometimes the reason is someone else. For example, your children. You want to give better opportunities to your children. That's a very common one too. Okay. Or you just want more options. When you get your score, okay, with the IELTS test, so many opportunities open. So many. So many. And just last week, I was talking to some students, and one of the student has a plan. He's confident. He needs a 6, but then he was like, I was just doing some research. And if I get a 7, I can apply for 15 different universities. If I get a 6, I only have 5 options. I said, wow. He's like, I'm going to try to get a 7 because I want to be able to choose where I'm going to. I was like, well, good. Okay. So IELTS equals opportunities. IELTS equals safety. IELTS equals better education. IELTS equals sorry, better life for your children. That's what the IELTS is. That's what the IELTS is, guys. And let me tell you, yeah, let me tell you a little bit. Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. So I have a student. She's from Italy, and she's here in Brisbane with her whole family. Okay. I think they came on a student visa and they're trying to work out the student. She found a sponsor. That's why she needed to do the IELTS test. She did the test, she passed, she's applying for everything now. So she's right on track, right? And I was talking to her. And when, a while ago, when everything was uncertain, she didn't have her score, she didn't know what kind of visa she was going to apply for. And I was talking to her and I was like, why Australia? Why? She said, look, me and my family, we travel a lot. We are travelers. We're always traveling. We love to travel. And every time we travel, my husband and I, we think about it. Oh, would this be a good place to raise our children? And then they came to Australia. And when they got here and they said, this is the place. And I asked her, and she said, well, there are things here that my children can experience here in Australia that they would not be able to experience in Italy. And she was very excited about that. So that's the kind of future that she wants for her children. So she's doing whatever she can to have to stay here with her children. And she she likes her life here too. So it's not only about the children, she's also enjoying her life here. So that's one of the reasons why people might do the IELTS test. Okay, for a better future, not just for them, but for their children too. All right. So just having that extra thing, and something that they can give their children. All right. So that's something that she is constantly talking about, you know, and that's why she decided to come. Okay. Not that, but that's a different case. So these people, they planned in advance. So many years ago, I helped a couple in Brazil to immigrate here. So they came on the skilled visa. So they did everything from Brazil, and they got here. When they got here, they were residents when they got here, right? So they were very organized. They did everything in advance because they said, I want my children to grow up in a different country. I think we will have, they were both engineers. They're both engineers. I want my children to have better opportunities in another country. So they came to Australia and now they have two kids here. And they're very happy here. So they planned well in advance and they're here now. They live in Sydney. Yeah. Okay. And a good example is me. I worked in Brazil, I was an English teacher in Brazil, but then when I came to Australia, I saw the opportunity of teaching English here. And guess what? That's what I'm doing right now. And I love teaching English here because I get to deal with students from all over the world and even online with you guys. Little did I know when I did the IELTS test that I would be online with you. But yeah, so the same for me. It was also a job opportunity that I saw, and then being able to stay here and work here and live here and do everything I can here. It's also a great opportunity. And all of the stories I've told you guys of the mother who moved here with her children to have a better opportunities for herself and her children. The couple who planned in advance moved here before they had children because they knew they wanted to have children here, because they wanted their kids to live in Australia, or just me, better job opportunities. Okay. So just all of this. We only managed to get all of this because we did the IELTS test. Okay. So, guys, just think about it. Okay. Think about it. The IELTS test is not the dream, the score is not the dream. Okay. The IELTS score is not your dream, it's a step to your dreams. So we have to remember that it's a step, because a lot of people, they put so much pressure on themselves because of the IELTS test. But the IELTS test is not your end goal. The end goal is your dream. And what is your dream? Why? Why do you want to live abroad? Why? Why? Okay. What is your main dream? What is your main goal? What would you like to achieve? You can I know that some people sometimes they're a little bit shy, especially when we talk about dreams and some things that are personal. But if you are comfortable, you can pop it in the comments. You can tell me about your dreams in the comments. But if you want to share your dreams with me privately, you can always send me a text message on Instagram. Okay, because for me, I don't know, it helps me knowing your dreams, knowing your goals. It does help me. It helps me help you. And it also keeps me going, I think, knowing that you guys have dreams, and I think that the IELTS test becomes easier when we know why we're doing it, because people sometimes they forget along the way, and they get very angry and they hate the test. And remember, the test is there to help you, okay, to help you. And like I said before, at least my students, so the people who study with me for the IELTS test, they don't only study for the IELTS, we also improve their English level. So we try to improve English too. So when you get your score and you're ready to apply for a job, or you're ready to go to university, on paper, you're also ready when it comes to your English. So it's all a journey. Okay, guys, it's all a big, gigantic journey. Okay, cool. And for those of you who arrived now, okay, next week, there's a special event, IELTS Booster Workshop. Okay, so in this workshop, I will tell you everything you need to know about the IELTS test. If you're watching me on Instagram and you'd like to join the workshop, just type join in the comments. If you're watching me on YouTube, the link is in the description of this video. Okay, so the IELTS Booster Workshop is 100% free and 100% online. So there will be 3 lessons, okay, where I'll tell you everything about the IELTS test. And this workshop is actually based on the mistakes I see my students making. So in this workshop, I'll share with you some of the things that they did that were not very nice and how to fix them. And I'll tell you how the exam works. I'll give you some strategies too. And I'll tell you also about my course. All right. So if you're ready to take your IELTS game to the next level, just join the workshop, 100% free and 100% online. Okay, cool. Now, people who are watching me now, and even if you're not watching this live, you can do this. Okay, so like I said before, I feel that sometimes people they forget why they're doing the test. Okay, and they focus on the test and they get a little bit frustrated. Okay, so today I would like you just to think about your main goal. Okay, so unless you're driving, okay, if you're watching this driving, don't close your eyes, just listen to me. But if you are comfortable at home just watching me, okay, if you're doing something, maybe you can sit down. All right, and I would like you to just close your eyes if you can. If you're driving, don't close your eyes. Okay. If you're driving, keep looking at traffic. If you're doing something, maybe just take a seat. Okay. So I would like you to imagine, okay, it's December, it's the end of the year. Okay. So I would like you to imagine it's the end of the year. Okay. And you have your IELTS score in your email box. You have your IELTS score, the PDF, saved on your computer. Okay. If you need a 6, you have 6,666. If you need a 6.5, you have 6.5, 6.5, 6.5. If you need a 7, you have 777. Okay. And I just want you just to stay with this feeling that now you have your score and you can relax a little bit and you can get ready to the next step. So you're there, December, getting ready for the holidays, and you have your score. It's there on your computer, saved on your computer, saved on your phone, on your email, and you're ready to send it to whoever asks. You're applying for a residency in Australia. The immigration lawyer will ask you for your IELTS test, and you're just gonna go attach, send. The university of your dreams will also ask you for your test. And you are there, December, almost Christmas, and you are ready. The university you want to get into tells you the only document missing is your IELTS score, and you go send. You're applying for a job abroad. And the only thing missing, they said, the interview was amazing. We just need you to prove your English level. And you go, no problem. And you send your IELTS score. And they say, and you are ready to achieve your dreams. If you close your eyes, you can open your eyes now. How are you feeling? How does it feel? I felt good. I felt good. So, can you see how easy it is when you have your test? It's simple. It's very simple. When you have your test with you, it doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't matter what they ask. You go, I have it. I have it. I'm ready. So, again, if you are thinking about studying abroad, moving abroad, living abroad, anything, the first step is the IELTS test. Because when the opportunity arises, you need to go, I'm ready. It's here. Because I've seen so many people struggling. That's why I'm here with you today. Because I've seen so many people struggling. Because they have the opportunity, but they don't have the IELTS test. Okay. And there is a big difference, guys, with the people who study or prepare for the IELTS test in a relaxed way and the people who prepare for the IELTS test in a rushed way. There's a big difference. And the people who prepare for the IELTS test in a rushed way fail most of the time. And then when they fail, after they fail, they lose confidence. And the dream gets further and further and further. All right. So That's why I'm here with you. That's why I want you to check out the IELTS booster. Check out the IELTS booster. Okay. I'll give you so much information there. So much information, guys. And then, of course, I'll give the opportunity to work with me too if you want to. All right. But I really want you guys to know that what you have to do. All right. And sometimes people are already living abroad, but they don't have their IELTS score yet. And then they can start working on it. Okay. How you feeling? I'm feeling really good. I think that's me for today. Any questions for me, guys? Any questions? Mm-mm. No questions? No? All right, so I'm going to tell you one more time. IELTS Booster Workshop. I don't know if you have already joined. So the IELTS Booster Workshop will happen on the 18th, 20th, and 22nd of August. 3 amazing lessons that will help you with the first steps for the IELTS test. If you don't know what the IELTS test is, this workshop will also help you if you're feeling stuck, don't know what to do. And this workshop will also help you if you have done the test but have failed. Okay, so if you're watching me on Instagram, if you just type join in the comments, you get a message from me with the link to join the workshop. And if you're watching me on YouTube, the link um, for the workshop will be in the comments. All right, all right. So I'm gonna go, but I'll be back tomorrow with more for you. All right, okay. So I'll see you next time. Bye.